What's going on, everybody? Peace and power, elevation be to all of you. This your girl Tiffany. I'm here in live in effect. So, um, it's been a lot of things that's been going on with me lately. I'm going through some things. So, some family emergency taking place, and so my loved one is right now battling with some serious health issues. And this is what inspired me to talk about this video. So, I've been taking a break for a couple of days just to get my mind cleared up. But I really want to say this. We have to really put more focus on the importance of health. And I'm going to explain why. Because we might think that we okay. We might think that our health is good and everything, we got it under control. But you don't really know what's going on with your body. Okay? You don't know what's really going on with your body until something really happens or something really take place. We have to pay attention to the activities that's taking place with our body. We have to pay attention to what we eat. And so I hear people say all the time that, oh, we gonna die anyway. So yeah, that might be true, but you don't want to die because of health disparities. You don't want to die because your arteries cut off, or you done had a heart attack, or you done had a cardiovascular disease. You don't want to die from that. But just because you know that you're going to die does not mean that you want to destroy yourself instantly. We have to pay attention to our health. We have to pay attention to the things that's happening within our bodies. There are signs taking place, and we cannot ignore those signs because we think that it's going to be fine, it's going to go away. It may not go away. And again, I'm speaking on this because I'm currently dealing with a situation right now where I have a family member who's fighting for their life, who's going through some serious health issues, who just learned that they got diabetes. And there's going to be a topic on diabetes and high blood pressure one day, because I think we need to really understand that these diseases run rapidly in our community, and it's passed on down to our relatives, from one relative to the next relative to the next relative. And you notice it becomes hereditary. So when you have disease like high blood pressure and diabetes, it's not the time for you to just put everything off to the side. This ain't nothing to play around with. It's not something that you can just dismiss. Like, no, you really have to stay on top of things because it's that serious. It's that serious. High blood pressure is a silent killer, and diabetes is a silent killer as well. And there's all other various form of disease. So it depends on your lifestyle and what you're doing. You definitely want to get yourself checked out. If you gotta go get the physical examination every year, go get that examination. Do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? Stay on top of your doctor's appointment. We gotta start with this itrophobia. And for those of you that don't know what itrophobia is, that means we gotta stop having this fear of going to the doctor because we don't trust doctor's appointment for whatever reason. We don't like what they say. Well, you gotta get past that because that can kill you in itself. Being itrophobia ain't gonna help it. If you know you got some type of health issue and you looking for longevity, you need a doctor. I don't care what your damn I don't care what your holistic doctor tell you, your holistic healer say to you. I don't care if they tell you, nah, you don't need no doctor, you gonna be okay. Don't listen to that. You need to go to the doctor. You need to find out what's wrong with you because it could save your life right then and there. It can be stopped right then and there. Don't wait until it's too late and all of a sudden you got a serious problem. Now you gotta go through some serious issue. Now you got your family up there at the ICU, and then they wondering, well, shoot, are we gonna pull the plug, or are we gonna let this person live, or what? You don't want that to happen. You want to be able to take care of the situation while you got it, while you able to do so. So that way it won't affect you in the long run. Some people don't like changing their diet. But guess what? You gotta change your diet. If you have to change your diet, you gotta do that. If you gotta cut back on the sweets, the salt, or whatever, you gotta do it. You may not like it, but you know what? You got to adjust to it. Another thing I want to talk about along with health is spirituality. I see people oftentimes tell folks that, try to make criticism about what they believe in, what their spiritual practice is. At the end of the day, you cannot continuously do that. It's okay at one point in time where you're able to make your argument and convey your point or why you may not agree with certain ideologies, etc. And you may call out the things that's taking place, what is happening in organization that are doing things that is detrimental, especially towards women and children. That's different. But to tell people that they don't need to believe in spirituality, they don't need spirituality, they need to get away from that, you're in the wrong. Because everybody don't want to follow the same thing that you're following. And that's what people got to understand. And, whatever spiritual system a person chooses to be in, right, it might help them. It might help them mentally. It might help them to be able to navigate through life, be able to get through the obstacles, the situation that they have going on with them personally. You don't always know why a person choose spirituality. So to sit up here and tell me I'm gonna bang on this and bang on that, that's not gonna help because you're not offering practical solution. You're not offering enough. You're not giving them anything that's gonna be beneficial. I mean, it's like you condemning, you tearing them down. What good is that gonna help? So how is they gonna go about dealing with their mental health? How are they gonna be able to get themselves together? And I want to say this. When we study spirituality, we have to understand that a lot of the stories that we read about, from various spiritual schools of thoughts, those are mythologies. Those mythologies are not to be taken seriously. Like, we're not supposed to take them as concrete. They're supposed to be abstract meaning. That means that it's supposed to be something for us to be able to understand about the world, about the universe, about nature. So we use anthropomorphism to be able to make sense out of nature. We use mythology and folklore to be able to make sense out of life and navigate in life. That's the purpose. It's not to just take that concept like somebody use a lion to explain whatever is going on in nature. You don't just take it as that's an actual lion that's going to actually do this. No, it's supposed to make you think. It's supposed to help you to understand the symbolism behind life. That's the purpose. And also, people misuse the concept of spirituality. Spirituality is not to support somebody's delusion. It's not to support somebody's ignorance. It's not support somebody's detrimental behavior, but it's supposed to connect you with nature. It's supposed to connect that person with nature and be able to be one and be harmonized with nature. That is the purpose of having spirituality, to be able to harmonize with nature and be able to connect with nature. Okay? That's your purpose of having it. And spirituality actually worked for individuals because they able to make a transformation. It's not the school of thought they in itself per se, is how it makes the person feel, what type of placebo effect they gives, how it makes a person be able to change their mind frame, how it be able to make sure that person can stay focused. So we cannot sit around here demoralize people who choose to be Christian, choose to be Muslim, choose to be a Buddhist, choose to practice Taoism, or somebody who chose to follow along with pantheism. You can't demoralize those people like that. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know what type of reason. You don't know what type of situation they were in or what type of predicament they was going through for them to go through these various schools of thoughts. And I was having a conversation with someone earlier. We were talking about how people get into meditation and get into yoga and all of that, but then spiritual teachers, the yogi teachers, or those who are practitioners of meditation, they also incorporate spirituality because it helps balance. It helps brings the balance into those things. So when you bring the concept of spirituality and anthropomorphism, it helps a person to be able to balance and focus mentally on themselves and focus on their well-being. So we see that there is health benefit when you join spirituality. It helps you to focus on your well-being. Okay. And then also, let's talk about the meaning of life. I brought this up because I was watching Neil deGrasse Tyson. I was listening to his podcast, and his podcast is called Star Radio, a Star Talk Radio. That's what it's called, Star Talk Radio. So he was talking about why are we here, and he was putting focus on the universe and cosmos and organism as far as humanity. Why are we here? Why do we exist? And one of the things that he said that was very profound. The question is always, what is the meaning of life? What is the meaning of life? Now it becomes a cliche, but it's really an intelligent question. What is the meaning of life? Well, the meaning of life, according to his response, is what you make it. The meaning of life is what you make it. Now that is an honest response, and that's the most intelligent response that you can give an individual. Because we don't know exactly what our meaning of life is. All we know is we're here to live and learn. Because if you're not going to be able to learn, then how are you going to be able to live? How are you going to be able to function? That's all we know. We exist. But the meaning of life is based on how we make it as human. And how we make the meaning of life is based on the cultural practice. Our cultural practice tells a lot about how we determine the meaning of our lives. So yes, culture, this is why culture is very important, because you can't, it's one thing when you have biology, right? But what is biology if you don't have a culture to sustain, to keep things flowing, to keep things regulated, to keep things productive? If you're not able to keep things productive, then you might as well not even have the biology. So the culture part plays a very important role in that, because that's where you find out your meaning of life. That's where you learn about the meaning of life. But he said something that was very profound. The meaning of life is what you make it. And that is true. So it's based on how you live, how you determine the fact that what direction you want to go, where you're going to, how you're going to go about dealing with things. That determines your meaning of life. That determines the meaning of life. How do you live? How do you survive? What did you gain out of it? What did you learn? What type of experience do you go through? Because we all have experience. And a lot of our experience might be different from one another, and a lot of it might be very similar. And what did you learn from it? What did you gain? And how did it impact you? How did it bring about your decision making? How did it cause you become a better person or a worse individual? How did it help you in the long run? So you have to go on this journey alone. I mean, yes, we all are part of the collective, but at the same time, we have to branch out, because once you leave your parents' household, right? Once you leave your mama house, your daddy house, and you start going out into the world, you're going to have to learn how to navigate in the world. You're going to have to go around people that you may not be familiar with, people that may not be from your environment. You're going to be exposed to different things that you ain't never been exposed to. You may like different things, and some of those things you may not be accustomed to, and you may not have any liking. Again, it's about your journey. You have to go through those journeys. Every human on this planet going to have to face a journey in life. And that's period. That's on everything. You're going to have to go through this journey, whether you like it or not. It is what it is. So in order to understand the meaning of life, that's something that a person has to branch out on their own. You have to be able to have a culture to understand the meaning of life. You have to be able to navigate and go through a journey to understand the meaning of life. So anyways, I won't be on here for long, but I feel like I need to talk. because I've been keeping quiet and just staying to myself for the most part. Not really, I mean, I always stay to myself, but I've been pretty much like not saying much on the internet, and I haven't done any videos like I normally would. So I figure I just go ahead and talk today and just let you guys know what's on my mind and express to y'all how I feel. So I hope everybody have a good one, and I hope you all enjoy yourself. Be safe. And until next time, peace and power elevation be to all of you. This your girl Tiffany. I'm logging off and saying deuces. And make sure you check out my channel, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, and share the channel. And I want to appreciate all the people that has been subscribing to my channel here. I really thank y'all so much. All right. Enjoy yourself on this beautiful Thursday. Okay. On February 16th of 2023. And also, not only you enjoy yourself, enjoy the Black History Month. Take the time out, read up on the various great people that came before us and the people that's in the current present that are making things happen. All right. So, and also going back to the beginning, make sure you focus on your health because that's the most important thing that you need to focus on as a people. As human, period, we got to focus more on our health and see where we going with it. And we got to be able to make sure we stay on top of things. If we got to make doctor's appointments and be on doctor's appointments, do so. It ain't nothing fun about it, but hey, it's better to do that than to be sorry. All right. Peace.